Shadows in Ibadan. In the heart of Ibadan, Nigeria, lived an elderly woman named Mama Agba. At first glance, she was the quintessential grandmother, kind, gentle, and always with a wise word or two for anyone who sought her counsel. She had lived in Ibadan all her life and was a fixture in the community. People often came to her for advice, children listened to her stories with rapt attention, and her house was always open to those in need. Little did anyone know that behind her warm smile and gentle demeanor, Mama Agba was hiding a dark secret. Mama Agba was not always embroiled in darkness. She once had a thriving trade business, selling handcrafted goods that were well known across the region. However, as the years passed, competition grew fierce, and her business suffered. Eventually, it collapsed, leaving her destitute and desperate. It was during these desperate times that she encountered an old acquaintance, a man named Emeka, who introduced her to a secret society. This society promised wealth and power in exchange for loyalty and recruitment. With no other options, Mama Agba made a fateful decision to join. Using her respected position in the community, Mama Agba began to identify young girls who were struggling. She focused on those from impoverished backgrounds, girls with dreams but no means to achieve them. She would offer them small jobs, like helping her with errands or selling goods at the market. She gradually gained their trust, presenting herself as a mentor and protector. The girls, grateful for her kindness, began to see her as a savior. Once she had their trust, Mama Agba started to introduce them to the cult's beliefs, masking it as a pathway to a better life. She promised financial stability, empowerment, and a supportive sisterhood. These promises were enticing for the young girls who saw little hope for their future otherwise. The initiation into the cult was gradual and insidious. It began with seemingly harmless rituals, which the girls were told would bring them good luck and prosperity. But as time went on, the rituals became darker and more demanding. The girls were sworn to secrecy and told that breaking their vows would bring dire consequences. Mama Agba's benevolent facade slowly shifted to one of control and manipulation. The girls found themselves trapped, too afraid to leave and too ashamed to seek help. For a while, Mama Agba's operation ran smoothly. She received a steady stream of money from the cult for her recruitment efforts, enough to live comfortably and maintain her facade. However, strange rumors began to circulate. Some of the girls started to exhibit odd behaviors and injuries they couldn't explain. Whispers spread through the community about dark rituals and secret meetings. One particularly brave girl named Aisha managed to escape the cult's grasp. Traumatized but determined, she confided in her school teacher, Mrs. Odeola. Aisha revealed the horrors she had endured and the truth about Mama Agba's involvement. Mrs. Odeola, a staunch advocate for children's rights, was horrified and knew immediate action was necessary. Mrs. Adeola contacted local authorities and social workers, sparking a covert investigation into Mama Agba's activities. The investigation was delicate. They had to move carefully to avoid tipping off Mama Agba and allowing her to escape. Over weeks, they gathered evidence, interviewing other girls and piecing together the truth. What they uncovered was a network of deceit and manipulation centered around the seemingly innocent old lady. With enough evidence in hand, the authorities made their move. One early morning, they arrived at Mama Agba's house. The community watched in shock as the police led her away in handcuffs. The young girls she had recruited were rescued and taken to a safe place where they could receive the support and care they desperately needed. The town of Ibadan was left reeling from the revelation that their beloved Mama Agba had been leading a double life. Mama Agba's arrest sent shockwaves through Ibadan. The townspeople grappled with the betrayal, struggling to reconcile the kind old woman they had known with the monster who had preyed on their daughters. Community leaders and social workers came together to support the victims, offering counseling and creating programs to prevent such exploitation in the future. The story of Mama Agba became a cautionary tale, a reminder that evil can lurk behind even the most trusted facades. The girls who survived the ordeal slowly began to rebuild their lives, supported by a community that vowed never to let such a betrayal happen again. Mama Agba, once the epitome of wisdom and kindness, now sat alone in her prison cell, reflecting on the choices that had led her to this point. Her life was a stark reminder of the destructive power of desperation and greed. Meanwhile, Ibadan moved forward, forever changed by the events but stronger and more vigilant.